Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Natam Swakatha Krishna Shravan Kirtana Dyantastohya Bhadrani Vidunati Sudatsatam Nashta Praisha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 5th chapter, verse 7 through 9. Verse number 7. Athartvijo yajmanasdasya kakubhyudicham prasamiksha renum tamakime tatkut etat jo abhu diti dvija dvijpallas patnascha dadhyu. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is a translation. At that time, all the persons assembled in the sacrifice arena, the priest, the chief of the sacrificial performance, and the brahmanas and their wives, wondered where the darkness was coming from. Later, they could understand that it was a dust storm, and all of them were full of anxiety. Verse number 8. Vatanavanti nahi santi dasyabah प्राचीन बर्हि प्रजीवति उग्रदंडः गावो न कालयन्त इदं कुतो रजो लोकाधुना किं प्रलय कल्पते. Translation. Conjecturing on the origin of the storm, they said, there is no wind blowing and no cows are passing, nor is it possible that this dust storm could be raised by the plunderers, for there is still a strong king Barhi who would punish them. Where is this dust storm blowing from? Is the dissolution of the planet now to occur? Purport. Specifically significant in this verse is Prachin Barhir Jivati. The king of that part of the land was known as Barhi. And although he was old, he was still living and he was a very strong ruler. Thus, there was no possibility of an invasion by the thieves or plunderers. Indirectly, it is stated here that thieves, plunderers, drugs, and unwanted population can exist only in state or kingdom where there is no strong ruler. When in the name of justice thieves are allowed liberty, the state and the kingdom are disturbed by such plunderer and unwanted population. The dust storm created by the soldiers and assistant of the Lord Shiva resembled the situation at the time of the dissolution of the world. When there is a need for the dissolution of the material creation, this function is conducted by Lord Shiva. Therefore, the situation now created by him resembled dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Verse number 9. Prasuti Mishra Striya Udvigna Chitta Uchur Vipako Prajin Nasevatasya Yat Pashyantinam Druhi Tranam Prajesha Suta Samitvad Dhyavan Nagam. Translation. Prasuti, the wife of Daksha, along with other women assembled, became very anxious and said, this danger has been created by Daksha because the death of the Sati, who even though completely innocent, quit her body as her sisters looked on. Purport. Prasuti, being a soft-hearted woman, could immediately understand that the imminent danger approaching was due to the impious activity of hard-hearted Prajapati Daksha. He was so cruel that he would not save her youngest daughter Sati from the act of committing suicide in the presence of her sister. Sati's mother could understand how much Sati had been pained by insult of her father. Sati had been present along with her other daughters, and Daksha had purposely received all of them but her, because she happened to be wife of Lord Shiva. This consideration convinced the wife of Daksha of the danger which was now ahead, and thus she knew that Daksha must be prepared to die for this heinous act. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So thank you so much all for giving me this opportunity to read the notes which I make out of Banu Maharaj lecture and share with you. Please forgive me if I made my own interpretation while making these notes. So here we can see the people who were assembled in the Yajna arena for the sacrifice are very much wondering, like, from where this dust is coming from. They are very scared. So here in these 3 verses, we will see how Daksha, his name itself is like expert. He achieved so much, but out of pride, how he become hard-hearted. Even he could not avoid his own daughters committing suicide in front of his eyes. So basically in this verse and others verse in this chapter describes the devastating effect of Vaishnava Aparadha. This chapter is so significant and describe the result of the offenses committed against the devotees of the Lord. Basically, the entire world is finished. What to speak of the yajna the Daksha was performing, but whatever so-called a spiritual activity or pseudo activity or any pious activity we may do can be finished if we commit the Vaishnava Aparadha. Our expertise, achievement, so-called achievement in this world is often a cause or reason for us to offend others because we become proud. Srila Jiva Goswami explains this in the Bhakti Sandarbha. He says there that sometime when one achieves something, even in the bhakti, he becomes very proud. And this very pride is basically destroy or devastate everything, including his all achievement. Here in these verses, we can see the Daksha, he had achieved a lot. And that was the reason for his pride. And his pride caused him to commit offenses against Sati and Lord Shiva. Queen Kunti also, she prays in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and she says there that there are some certain things in this world which makes people crazy. There are certain power of intoxication within, she named like Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shri. She specifically mentioned that this Janma as the first reason of pride, because Janma not only meaning the high birth, Janma also means the position in this world. And this is something which is very dangerous and which every one of us has. The high birth automatically gives us the position in this world. High birth gives us respect. If someone is born in Brahminical family or whatever in traditional society, it gives some position. So we are always striving to get some titles, some position, even in the society of devotee also. And this may be the cause of destruction of our own bhakti sometimes. Here we see Daksha. Daksha had a very high position. He's very highly qualified. And sometimes we also, by doing something in the devotional service or achieve some kind of position or some kind of achievement in our career in devotional service, there we think that now I can become proud. Now I can offend others because I am higher, or I become now senior devotee. I am this, I am that, such and such position now I hold, so I can be harsh to the other junior or new devotees. But we are forgetting the main quality of devotee, which is humility. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his commentary to Sishtashtakam, he explains that our attachment to the position in this world is ultimately destroying this quality of humility. Humility is the highest achievement which every devotee has to strive for in the path of devotional service. And this quality only comes when we are completely detached. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that if we attach to the Lord, then naturally we become humble. And the attachment of the Lord is the highest position in this world, is the highest achievement one can achieve in this world. But if we are attached to anything else than God, or Lord, then we automatically become proud. And then we lose the quality of humility. So when we are attached to something in this world, what happened? That attachment, that very attachment is the cause of some pleasure. And because it is the cause of pleasure, our heart becomes soft towards that particular object which is giving us pleasure. But when our attachment to the Supreme Lord, then because Supreme Lord is everything, then automatically our heart becomes totally or completely melted. And there is no possibility of having any hard spot in our heart. So this kindness or softness of the heart is the prime characteristics of a devotee. Such kind of devotee is not angry ever with anyone. He is not disturbed by anything in this world because he loves God. So this attachment to the Supreme Lord makes our heart soft. And vice versa, the attachment to the material world makes our heart very hard, like Daksha, the hard-hearted father. So bhakti means you use your heart, the soft heart. Bhakti means you really try to fully use your softened part of your heart, because this is what the bhakti is all about. The bhakti is about the condition of your heart, which means the love, or which ultimately means the love to the Supreme Lord. When you commit offense, specifically the offense against devotee, then love is being driven away from your heart. And Rupa Goswami, he explains that when you have the real attachment, the real attachment or rati, especially it comes when you are associating with devotees. We can see in the Bhagavatam in a story where the story about Mrigarari the hunter and Narad Muni. And regarding the hunter, he was very hardest offender. He was killing animal in very cruel way, and he didn't even think that he was doing something bad. That is the nature of sin or offense. But as soon as the Narad Muni approached this hunter, Narad Muni just spoke with him in a very soft way. Immediately, the hunter's heart melted. So when we commit aparad, especially the aparadha or offenses against the devotee of the Lord, then whatever we might have achieved, it becomes proportionately, it becomes shrink. If we achieve even the level of prema or bhava and bhakti, all will be completely destroyed if we commit the Vaishnava aparad. So if we are not careful, if all this aparad continues, then our bhakti may be completely lost. But even in the initial stage, if we can diagnose ourselves, watching what is our motivation, what basically is driving us in devotional service, is it really a devotional service itself, or is it the desire of achieve Krishna, or is it desire of achieving something else, even we are in Krishna conscious or serving in devotee community. So timely self-assessment of this is very important. Then only we can avoid Vaishnava aparad and we can save ourselves. So I would like to conclude here by saying this. Thank you so